Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. RtN.Brown Ryan Gosling, also known as Dusty, or It's Dusty in the CoH2.org forums, playing as the British forces in the blue. And his opponent in the red is going to be Mr. VonIvan, playing as the Austere or Wehrmacht faction in the red. So this game is from the ESL. I don't know what rounds, I don't know which week, but it's from the ESL. Two really good players, so it should be a hell of a match. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. So right off the bat though, we do see Mr. Gosling, even though it's Dusty, I'm going to call him like that now, going for some infantry sections. Ooh, excuse me. Getting 3 in total, although, of course, you do start with 1. And then we see the infantry sections laying down some sandbags down south by the munitions point, because it's something you should do, because it doesn't cost you anything, and you're still capturing the point at the same time. Hell, even these guys almost ran out of the point without capturing it. Mr. VonIvan, for his part, going for a little bit of a mix, getting himself a Grenadier squad, then getting an MG, and then following it up with a second Grenadier squad. So not a lot of, stuff on the field, but yeah, doesn't matter. Pio's in the center, popped in the house, popped out, capped and such, just making sure that he's covering his bases, not getting surprised. Trying to lay down some wire in front of the tank, unable to finish all of it, but it still sets up the area though, so it actually denies the cover regardless. Can be shut down, but can't be shut down that quickly. So unless something explodes it, it's pretty much just gonna stay there pretty much for the rest of the map. I mean, the match. And there we go. Ryan Gosling getting himself some Vickers MG. And there we go. The loud crack of the MG42 opening up on an infantry section as it crawls out of the range. In the center, currently setting up and covering the entire approach. Down south, we do have some infantry sections laying down some sandbags and capturing territory themselves. They are going to be running themselves into that MG42. Nope, they decide against it because, yeah, that's not ideal. And up in the north, we hear Grens and Grens shooting at the infantry section. Infantry section quickly retreating as it realizes, yeah, there's no way I'm going to win this engagement. May as well GTFO. And the Vickers machine gun is being moved up to the north to try and stop this advance by the Grens. And there we go. So, while things get underway, as we see movement by both players, once again, apologies. Same old, unable to do videos. I know that there was a bit of a lack there, even at the beginning of this week. But, well, the patch came out, and it kind of broke whatever I had, and then nothing really came out after that. I couldn't really find any good games that I was capable of casting. However, I should be able to up my game length for casting a little bit coming up soon. At the time of casting this, should be getting a new internet line being installed in the household tomorrow. Hopefully, they don't leave me hanging. But yeah. Anyway, sorry for the lack of videos. Hopefully, we'll be back on track, or at least have a little bit more of consistency there. So Grens engaging up at the front of the base for Ryan Gosling. He is currently laying into them with everything he's got. All 3 of the infantry sections and his Vickers machine gun shooting into this house. The Grens inside will get killed if they don't retreat, and they do. They pop out of the house and quickly retreat, freeing up the space. Sniper is currently on the field for VonIvan. VonIvan taking a shot. Down goes one of the infantry section men, and the sniper pops out, pops in, pops out, pops back in. Put a hotkey on that guy if I can. Can I? Do I have to switch over like this because it doesn't recognize? No, it doesn't look like it lets me put a hotkey on it when it's inside a house. But we do see a very interesting build order here for Mr. VonIvan. So he went Volks, well, not Volks, but Grenadier MG into double snipers. Almost a little bit reminiscent there of Volks Sniper MG. But this time with a twist, it's 2 snipers. So yeah, that sniper currently in the field. So, well, this one is really the main guy. but he's still on the field, so we're going to put a number 2 hotkey on this guy, and this one is going to be number 1. I mean, I'm going to put number 1 on him, and it does move it, which is kind of weird. But it doesn't show it up there. So it might actually be on the house. So until it gets out, I'm not going to be able to give him a hotkey. However, though, we do see the AEC, the AEC, now on the field for Ryan Gosling. He, well, not he, but the AEC got a buff in the patch, kind of out of nowhere. I mean, usually balance changes are either to address, you know, like exploits or bugs of some sort. Mostly exploits. But yeah, the patch was kind of small, fixing a couple things, but then it just made a change to this car, where it essentially now has AOE. It was 0.5 to 2.5, a decent change. So we'll see how it pans out. So for now, though, the armored car is currently out on the field for Ryan Gosling, and VonIvan doesn't really have much on the field to do anything against it. Does have the 2 Grens, so Fausts are a potential possibility, but aside from it running itself into a mine, it's gonna be a while. Back at base, no additional tech, so yeah. Down south, we hear the Grens engaging infantry sections. We do see one of the infantry sections getting upgraded with the artillery package, the pyrotechnic supplies, which also gets it access to the coordinated fire. Well, that's what it gets it next to, but, you know. That's about it. So anyways, down south, infantry sections pushing forward. Grant's trying to hold the line, utilizing the sandbags that were placed by the infantry sections to fight against them, managing to do so decently effective, forcing the retreat of both of the squads, even though they were still outnumbered 5 to 4, but they were relatively healthy, so the 2-man squad wasn't risk. Oh, it's gonna hit. Oh no, it actually veers off to the left, catches one of the snipers in the face, catching the second one, and oh, that is a big hit here for VonIvan. He's gonna hit the mine. No, yes, no, he does. And goes out of control, and down goes the AEC. VonIvan throwing a sigh, saying, "Why not before?" Capital. Yeah, that's gotta suck for VonIvan. Armored car catching his snipers out in the open, eliminating both, and then killing itself onto the mine. Yeah, that has not gotta feel good, but oh well. So VonIvan losing quite severely here at the early game. Those snipers not managing to do anywhere near enough damage to pay for themselves, so he is down severely. The armored car managing to, well, pretty much cover its cost by killing those snipers, so, you know. While it did suck for Ryan Gosling that it died, it's, you know, it's not that big deal at that point. Rifle grenade going off into the house. Royal Engineers popping out, getting shot in the face by the LMG. Forced to retreat. Vickers machine gun inside the house, managing to nail into the Grens. Grens forced to retreat as well. And down south, we still hear engagements as the Grens moving around, fighting the infantry sections once again. And there's 2-man infantry section still on the field. Another armored car on the field for Mr. Ryan Gosling. Going to be pushing straight through the center. There's not a lot there for it to worry about. And we do have the Royal Engineers with sweepers, but they're currently retreating, so there's still obviously the threat of hitting a mine. And unless I'm mistaken, I saw another mine somewhere, right? It wasn't the only mine there. Kind of a scatterbrain right now. Well, if it was, it either detonated or maybe got swept already, but oh well. Anyways, VonIvan getting himself a mortar on the field. Going to be utilizing that to try and flush out that MG. We do have tier 2 now down for VonIvan, getting himself a Panther Grenadier squad. Is he going to be upgrading that with Shreks right away? No, not right away. I mean, he does not have the munitions for that anyways. Far from it. So we'll see what it's going to do. Mortar, though, gets attacked here by the armored car on the side. Splash damage seeming to do a decent amount of damage, or a lot of damage. Mortar squad less than half health. Forced to retreat, and down south we do have some infantry sections with... What is that? Oh, right. He popped the raid operations. Yeah, it allows him to quickly cap everything. It's interesting, though, because I don't know who cast that. Oh, I think it was the... Yeah, I'm going to have to write that down. Oof. Armored car catching a Pyro squad on the retreat, taking it out. We do see the glider landing right there in the center of the map. That is, of course, going to allow for a retreatment? A retreat spot right there in the center. So, while it can be easily killed, it makes it a little bit, you know, more forgiving for Ryan Gosling to be able to keep the troops on the field and keep this point without it being harassed all the time. Damn it, I can't find my pen. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we saw a infantry section die like at the 10-minute mark or something. So I gotta catch that, and you'll probably see how it happened. But yeah, like we can see right now that Ryan Gosling does have only 2 of his infantry sections, and he lost the one with the pyrotechnics. We saw an artillery strike around here, so I'm assuming it died somewhere around here. I mean, we see the corpses there, so I mean that's probably it. But yeah. I'll make sure to catch it, make sure that we can see it when it happens live. Up in the north, we see VonIvan moving around with a lot of troops. Has a pack gun now on the field, ready to fight against the armored car. The armored car currently right out of the range of the pack gun. The pack gun's going to have to be moving up a little bit. Up in the far north, Grenadier squad capturing that victory point as well. As we see the MG42 holding up inside the center house. We do have a Puma now on the field for VonIvan. Puma should have no issues whatsoever against the armored car, because it can take on tanks by itself, so, you know, that's how it works. MG42 inside the shack, though, getting surrounded by everything here. Going to be cleared out, down to 1 man, forced to retreat, but the Royal Engineers are right in front of it, managing to take it down, and could potentially sacrifice himself to take it, but I do not believe that Ryan Gosling is in any way, shape, or form going to be doing that, so he's going to be instead going with the air landing officer. Air landing officer managing to recover the MG. That is, of course, an MG42, and the officer himself is down to 1 man, of course, so it needs to retreat. Everybody retreats. Royal Engineers retreat, and the Puma moving back. We see shots flying. Rifle grenade landing almost on the Puma as it was trying to hit the infantry section, and the Vickers machine gun currently duking it off with that armored car. Unable to do too much, though, but, you know, seems okay. Royal Engineers could do with repairing that glider a little bit while they are getting reinforced. As the more health it has, you know, the better the chances of it surviving at some point. However, though, the Royal Engineers do know that there is a more important target here for repairs, and that is, of course, the armored car. So the armored car is going to be getting its repairs going. So VonIvan currently recovering most of the map. Mortar squad being utilized to cap. MG42 did get stolen, but, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean much. Back at base, we do have the company command post now up for Mr. Ryan Gosling, getting himself the Cromwell tank. Cromwell tank pretty strong. And yeah, that should help out. Our landing officer still in need of reinforcements. Vickers machine gun getting set up there in the center as the infantry sections push up. Puma trying to help out, but it is a Puma, of course. Pyro squad in the center with sweepers trying to capture the point. The infantry section still apparently able to get the green cover from the destroyed Panzer IV, even though there is a barbed wire set up in front of it. So it looks like the placement of it needs to be a little bit precise. Oh, nasty shot there by the mortar. Nailing the infantry section. The Puma might be able to take it out with the coaxial gun, but no, manages to barely make it out of there alive. Down to 1 man and is currently in the process of reinforcing. Puma has taken a little bit of damage, however, it falls back into the cover of the pack gun. The pack gun may be able to get a good shot there on the armored car. The armored car will probably go down, takes a shot to the face. Puma returns fire, and the armored car down to low amounts of health, but manages to stay alive. Pops a little bit of smoke, breaking line of sight just in case, and we see the air landing officer pushing forward right on top of the AT gun. Gonna be trying to clear it out. Puma trying his best to eliminate the threat, manages to kill off the officer from the squad itself. However, the remainder of the squad is still there. Hits retreat, and away it goes. Cromwell moving up to the north, trying to crush those Grens. The Grens being forced to retreat, down to 1 man. May actually get taken out here by the Cromwell. Cromwell turret turning around, turning slowly. Might not be able to get a shot off. Nope, manages to barely make it out of there. And with the AT gun, the pack gun there for cover, the Cromwell unable to chase down the armored car. The Puma still down to about half health, less than that, but stays alive. Infantry section popping inside the shack outside of the base of VonIvan. VonIvan currently moving up to the north with everything as best he can. And the Grand Squad up in the north. Currently getting engaged there by the Vickers machine gun and infantry section. Infantry section does take a rifle grenade to the face, but manages to stay alive as the infantry section up in the front brings down the mortar a little bit and is forcing it to retreat as well.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
So the second pack gun does get built for VonIvan. Raid operations getting popped there for Ryan Gosling as he captures the points as quickly as he can, cutting off territory and disconnecting the northern resources, you know, the fuel more importantly. Oh, Cromwell going for a killing spree, crushing some Grens. Oh, ow! Oh, that was a nasty shot. Takes a shot. Down goes a Gren squad, even taking out the mortar as well. The mortar is left there on the field to pick up, and of course there is the LMG on the field as well. Gren squad is going to be moving back, recovering the LMG, but the mortar gets left on the field. The air landing officer might want to go for it, but it would be suicide essentially, so he's not going to. Mortar, not a critical weapon, so he's going to be leaving it this time on the field. Cromwell tank, though, has taken a little bit of damage. Does have the armored car around for support. The pack guns are pushing forward. The Puma's pushing forward, so the Cromwell cannot hope to take that head on. Up in the north, the Royal Engineers capturing some territory, as we see the infantry spreading out on the field for VonIvan as he goes to capture a little bit of the south. Infantry section for Ryan Gosling, moving around, moving back, trying to make sure they stay alive. Air landing officer moving down south, but it has not gotten fully reinforced. It will not be getting fully reinforced as it has moved out of range from the glider. So unfortunately there for Gosling, he is not going to have full firepower or strength in that matter. But, you know, they can still do a little bit. Infantry section currently holed up inside the church, taking some mortar shots to the roof, getting a little bit of damage on them. Popping out, popping in, letting it begin. Center point, Grand Squad with the LMG trying to fight. We see the Puma moving down south, right on top of the armored car. I mean the armored car corpse, to be precise. Oh. Pack gun getting cleared out as we see a Royal Engineer squad coming up on the flank, apparently. Second pack gun forced to back off, and the mortar also forced to back off as well. Royal Engineers are going to be recovering that pack gun. Royal Engineer squad needs to retreat, and the pack gun is going to slowly move its way across the field. In a weird direction, though, it's going to run itself right into the path of fire of a Panzer Grenadier squad. We do have a MG42, the stolen MG42, trying to do as best it can against the AT gun, managing to suppress it. And barely allow the AT gun to actually make it out of there alive. The MG42 does get cleared out as we do have a command tank on the field for VonIvan. Both players, of course, have selected their doctrines, as we saw before. Ryan Gosling did, of course, go for the Vanguard Operations Regiment, which is the one with the crocodile at the end. And, oh, down goes the glider, removing the retreat spot and reinforcement spot for Ryan Gosling. But VonIvan went for the mobile defense doctrine, as we, of course, saw the Puma, and now the command tank. Of course, you probably knew that because you saw it, but I just never mentioned it, and I thought I should. So air landing officer getting beaten on there by the Puma, the command tank, and well, pretty much everything else. Almost gets taken out, but manages to barely make it out of there alive. Cromwell moves up and absorbs a little bit of fire and redirects attention, allowing that troop to come alive. And the second Cromwell tank is now on the field for Mr. Ryan Gosling, going forward, taking some shots, getting some good hits there on the Puma. The Puma will probably be going down here. Down goes the Puma. Cromwell pushing forward, getting itself behind the arc of fire of that pack gun. The pack gun currently getting focused down by the Cromwells. Armored car moving up, going to be trying to maybe get a shot off on the AT gun. No, the pack gun unable to get a shot off on the Cromwell. The Cromwell still trying to move around. Command tank up in the north, however, is being forced to face both of the vehicles here as the Cromwell takes on the command tank head on. The stubby little shotgun on the command tank is not going to be able to do too much against the Cromwell, and the Cromwell should be able to take it out. Armored car even decides to not chase and stay alive. pack gun getting cleared out in the center. The second Cromwell as well stays alive. This is going horrible for VonIvan. And we also see Ryan Gosling calling in a strafing support. Right on top of, right on top of everything. The rocket barrage, though, no longer targets anything that is not a vehicle, so the plane just hovered and stayed around. Strafing run, however, did manage to do a decent amount. Getting some suppressions, getting some kills, and forcing everything to retreat as well. So VonIvan down to 19 in the pop cab. Ryan Gosling sitting very comfortably at 66. Victory points are 298 to 287, pretty even at this stage. However, we can obviously see that Ryan Gosling currently has a triple cap going against VonIvan, who does not have anywhere, not anywhere, but any territory really on the map. So unless we can see VonIvan break the siege somehow, and break it quick, this is pretty much GG. Strafing run going for another pass, manages to clear out the mortar, so the mortar is not even a factor anymore. We still have those Cromwells on the field currently getting repaired there by the... they're actually repairing themselves, yeah. And down south, we see the Cromwell trying to go for another crushing run on Grenz, Panzer Grenz, and Pios. Unable to do so, but it did force a retreat as the infantry section moves out of the way. And yeah, again, like Ryan Gosling sitting very pretty, feeling pretty comfortable, not having a care in the world. I mean, I don't see any way to come back from that. Another glider getting called onto the field for Ryan Gosling. He wants it bad, and he's probably gonna land it in the same spot. Oh, that's a nasty hit there to the wings. But he lands it right in the center, a little bit behind the church, but still exposed. Still, though, it is a forward retreat spot. He gets himself another air landing officer, so interesting that you can have two of them, but I suppose why not, right? I mean, it's not like you can only have one officer in a battlefield. However, you know, the U.S. forces kind of had us a little bit of accustomed to that, I guess. Hell, even the Ostia, right? They have the artillery field officer, I believe. No, that's the OKW artillery officer or something like that. And I think you can only have one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can have more than one. I'm pretty sure you can only have one. Anyway, so air landing officer pushing forward with his SMGs, managing to clear out another pack gun. A lot of pack guns on the field. Nobody wants pack guns. Not even Ryan Gosling. He did, of course, take one. But I believe there were more on the field, right? And he had to destroy some. MG42, no, Vickers machine gun left up in the north. So did he have the MG42 then? Yeah, it's the MG42. Okay. So out of the field, VonIvan still trying, still pushing forward, still doing as best he can. But, I mean, like I said, very, very tough spot to become coming back from. I mean, 37, pop cap to 90 currently. Double air landing officers getting right on top of everything. Grenade going off on the Grenz. Oh, Grenz is getting taken out. Panzer Grenadiers moving up behind the air landing officer, trying to fight assault rifles with SMGs. Managing to do a decent job of it, though. Panzer Grenadiers still showing their colors, their quality. Managing to almost take out an air landing officer and forcing the retreat of both of the squads. Only one of them really needed to retreat, but, you know, trying to play it safe. Ryan Gosling decides to just simply move back. Victory points, though, down to 145 for VonIvan and bleeding quickly, still at triple cap throughout all this time. Pack gun on the field, Cromwell moving forward, trying to get right behind that pack gun, managing to do so with its smoke shell. An interesting take on that. So basically, you should shoot a smoke at a target. Obviously, you can shoot at the ground, doesn't mean you have to shoot something, but, I mean, you can do the same thing, just shoot the weapon, pop a smoke in front of it, break line of sight, and then you can just charge it, so... Pretty cool. Smoke proving to be very powerful in Company Heroes 2. And it's one of those nice things that came about with the true sight mechanic and things, which was not possible back in Vico because you would still see even, you know, on the other side of hedges and things. So that's kind of cool. So Ryan Gosling playing it safe, moving back. getting everything back at base. Still has some stuff. Poof, poof. So smoke getting popped all over the place for everybody. Making sure that you can't see the field. However, seems like Ryan Gosling was just setting up for another big assault. Manages to reinforce everything, push straight through on the center, and is going to be moving up to the north with his Cromwells, quickly catching one of those pack guns out of position, taking it out with the Cromwell. And we do have a Puma on the field for VonIvan, brought up right at the disengagement, trying to maybe fight back, but with the loss of one of the pack guns, getting caught out of position. Yeah, that seems very tough. Puma going to be moving up, getting some more shots going on the Cromwells. Missing his shots, however, which does not bode well. And with 60 points left now on the field for Mr. Gosling, for VonIvan. He is slowly but steadily coming to a close. Down south, though, the Panzer Grenadiers did manage to go for the cap of that victory point. It got left unattended. There is an MG left there on the field, or he could build one if he wanted to and just set it up down south just to be even more of an annoyance. But, I guess with 93 pop cap, doesn't exactly need to. Thing, though, is that that's essentially just going to prolong the game, because I don't think that VonIvan would be throwing the towel really at any stage until he actually loses completely in a tournament setting. So, yeah, honestly, it was just the killing of the snipers. Like, early on there, even though the first armored car died to the mine, having it just kill those two snipers, the investment that went into those snipers, and the fact that they weren't even able to pay for themselves and, kill anything, really? That is a big hit. Even though a sniper is just one man, it's still essentially a squad, and, losing two squads, squad wipes in quick succession like that early on in the game is a very difficult position to come back from. So yeah, the armored car proving to be relatively strong. But of course, the armored car, its role is essentially that of sniper killing. It's those changes that they made. Well, not early on, but recently, where they made the Kubel wagon be more in tune to be a sniper killer, the Dodge car, and what was it? The scout car for the Soviets and such. Basically bringing back the roles of the MG bike and such. So, anyways. A big push there in the center at the end, but didn't really matter. That's why I didn't actually say much about it, because victory point's coming to a close. The southern point getting capped again by Ryan Gosling, bringing the game to a close. And who knows who moved at what stage of what point in which game at this stage. But, well, Mr. Gosling manages to win again. Anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.